on my iPad. You seem so far away. I can't even see you. Hold on. Let me take a look. How are you?
Good. How are you doing, Joani?
I'm awesome. It's an exciting day for me.
Um, Really appreciate you inviting me on. I'm excited for this too.
Well, I think it's just awesome that you accept it. I mean, it just goes to show how much about, the whole community and how important it is to you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, to be honest, I think you're only the second person ever in Whatnot history that's done it. That's asked me. I think I did the first one too.
The
So,
first one I called you into.
well, I think it was like a couple of years ago. Someone asked me to come on
Oh,
their
you had
show,
done
and
it.
I
Yeah,
had
I
done it
called you
before.
into
Yeah,
one because there was some problems in the chat at some point. And you jumped right on in, jumped right on the
I
camera. I was like, look at him go. He's like, got a problem here, solve it. I love that.
we try.
Yes. Well, I have to say, thank you, by the way, for doing this. And thank you for creating this amazing app for us all to become entrepreneurs. Well, not so much me, but I do like to help the sellers. I've already had my entrepreneur years behind me, but I've had such a great time and I've met so many great people through Whatnot. And we all have, really. I mean, we're all really great friends. And that's all because you created this amazing app for us. Is that West
Um,
Coast right there? There's my West Coast girlfriend. That's
there's
actually
a
become one of my best friends since and she lives in California, the other side of the country. And we've gotten together 2 different times, 3 different times already. So you're affecting a lot of people's lives, whether you knew it or not.
well, there's a lot of us who do it. So, I can't really take all the credit. In fact, I should take a really small amount of the credit. I was just there in the early days, and the team's, pretty big now, and there's tons of folks working to make the platform better for everyone. And I can see the chat talking, so I'll just say hi to everyone. I'm reading the chat as I go, but I
Oh,
probably won't be able to keep track of everything.
see, the problem is I can't look at the chat because I ask about how somebody's grandmother is and how they are in the hospital, and because when you spend so much time like in the all the different shows, you learn about everybody's issue, like stuff going on. So I get on to sell, and I literally see people's names, and I'm like, "So how's so and so? How's your grandma?" Like it's just literally I can't look at the chat, so I'm not going to look at it. I promised myself. So I first of all have to say to you that Kenny and Kiyomi have been such a breath of fresh air for the community and the community team of Whatnot. Just really coming up with great ideas. I really think that the community chats with the sellers is really become very popular. I think it's a great way to help the newer sellers and the more emerging sellers. And what's so interesting is that I saw all the people that are doing a lot of the people that are doing them right now, the community chats, are people that we had none of these great things like a raid, right? Our raid was we all had a list that we would go and we'd say, okay, everybody go to this show over here. We would just all type it, like that was our raid. So we've really a lot of the sellers that have been here for a couple of years, like me, have talked about and recognized all the features that you brought to the sellers. And that's one of the things I most admire most is your commitment to the sellers being successful. Um, so I know I had heard you in another interview, I don't know where, but you had said that the biggest surprise for you of what you've created and whatnot was the social community. That wasn't something that you expected. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Because I'm sure nobody else has gone down the rabbit hole and saw these interviews.
Um, it's sort of, well, it's like sort of funny looking back when we started Whatnot. I've been a big seller online for many many years, and just sort of felt like there was something missing, and so had Logan. So because it was me and Logan who initially started it, and then we were just building something for the Funko Pop community. We were, as you can tell from my background, like big collectors.
Yeah.
And so we just thought that we could build something better, and we just, we're looking at all the sellers that we became friends with, and we could see people trying to like sell through video and try and hack it together in different ways, and we just thought, we went into a bunch of the seller shows and we were having a good time and hanging out, and we were like bidding in the comments. We're like, wow, this is really fun. We think we can build a better one of these, and we just built it. And sort
Just
of a
build
kind of
it.
well, really, Logan built it. To be honest, I'm more of the business guy. Logan's the technical guy, and so we ended up building it, and then we'd been so close to everyone in the Funko community, and everyone saw it, and they're like, all right, we want to try it. And then just like, a few months later, people were making friends, people were getting married. there's still like an OG group of folks that me and Logan met back in the day. And every time I see them on the app, say hello, people would know my name. I keep a little bit more of a low profile these days in the app, but
Yeah, I haven't
it's
seen
just
you
pretty.
around. I haven't seen you around in any rooms.
So I'm on every day. I won't lie. I generally stick to like the 50 plus shows because it allows me to sort of like watch, use the app a little bit quietly. And sometimes people,
Oh,
when I would pop in, people might act a little differently, or
oh,
they'll
you
ask
think?
me for, you know. So
I was surprised.
I'm
I
in
was
there every
surprised
day
you
though.
signed in on your personal account.
Oh, I mean, I do have, I probably have like five. I won't lie, I have like 5 or 6 accounts. But I'm mostly on this one.
Well, everybody knows where to find you now because we just let it out there.
Yeah, I mean, I actually like getting feedback from people. Like, I won't lie, people email me all the time in my email. Usually, it's for like things that where they have problems on whatnot. I pretty much read every single one. Sometimes I don't respond back. Sometimes I like get the team to go and work on it. But I spend at least an hour or two a day going through all of like the feedback, both the good and the bad, because we can't build something great for the community if we don't listen to the community.
Well, that's literally what I'm so in awe of is first of all, most CEOs of a company this size are is not going through the emails and looking at problems and complaints. And you responded to me within like, I don't know, 5 minutes. And I was like, boy, you must sit right there at the email. And I just think that's just I think that we've all benefited from that commitment to the community, and all the different features that you've come up and the entrepreneurs that you've created. I mean, you have to be super proud of yourself for being able to give this opportunity to so many people. I mean, how many companies can actually say they've done that?
Yeah, I mean, it feels really great, and I know that's the thing the team's excited about too. And it's great to be able to do something. We all have to make a living somewhere, and if we can do that, helping others build a living, build a business, it feels really good. I won't lie though, we still feel like we got a lot of work to do. We know all the things that we still have to improve. We think there's so much opportunity to help people build even more businesses and many more sellers and make the buyer experience amazing. So both excited, but also sort of naturally always looking to how can we do it better.
Right,
Because
right.
you don't, whatnot's just, it's sort of just the beginning, and there's just a lot of stuff we have to improve upon for the community still.
Well, you say that and you say just the beginning, and I was trying to think like it's already for me been like 2.5 years or something. I'm like, and that is so new for year 2019, but that is so new. Oh, we got things singing to us, which I love that pop up feature. It's so fun, and it makes the show fun. I think, but I get See, that was my squirrel. I saw. This is the problem with these pop-ups, though, too, because I'll literally be typing and be like, I'll look at it and see, thank, and I go to, and then I forget what I was typing, and I send out stupid messages in the chat. Anybody in here knows that. That's what I do. Hi, what Liz likes. How are you? Thanks for coming in. Sorry, I can't look at the chat. I'm sorry. It's what I'm used to doing. I can't do it. So when you say that you have so much more to do, what you've done just since I've been on there for like I said, like 2.5 years. I guess it's been about at least 2 years. Um, the features that how like so I know that you've worked really what I really admire and appreciate is the way that you work with the sellers directly. Like your team is in with the sellers, finding out. I mean, I have to shout out my friend Avery, who I adore. And let me tell you, the guy goes way above and beyond to help us over here in women's wear and vintage. Just because he wants the experience to be good for everybody. That's how I got to meet him was the user experience and the seller background that we were helping with, but he is always talking to buyers or sellers, and I'm sure every part of your team is doing that, which is very unique to the point. Like it's very intimate, right? It's like very personal to every one of your employees. Like that's how it feels to me. Um, is that something that the culture that you set up? Is that something you want? Like, how did you make that happen? Because I'm sure here's
Uh,
another thing. I'm going to double tag you here.
yeah,
We have
so we,
so many sellers that are growing so fast right now and need to hire people. What are the things, how you built your team, that you look for when you're hiring someone so that you can get the culture that you want?
cool. So I'll do how how the team talks to people, and then I'll tell you how we do a bunch of hiring. So when the way we sort of built the company, when we start, the first 5 or 6 people at Whatnot were sort of just like the best 5 or 6 people Logan and I had ever worked with, and we all enjoyed working with each other. And
That's
it's sort of, it was a little easy, but then we started to add to the team. And when we added the team, there's lots of different ways to run businesses, and we wanted to sort of codify how we wanted to run our business and what was going to be really important to us. So we kind of wrote out a series of principles, and we use those principles to interview people on, and every single person at Whatnot goes through that. And the first principle on that list, if you go to our career website, you can see them to get a flavor of them. I won't go through all. We have 11. We went pretty in depth with it. The con of that is a lot of people complain. They're like, I can't memorize them all. And that's not the point. We interview, and we sort of make sure we adhere to them at all points. But the first one is always listen to our customers.
okay.
And you, you can't you can't sort of build things in a side, like businesses only work if they create something amazing for the people using them, and then you take a little bit of that to then go hire people and pay their salaries and run the business, but it doesn't work if that doesn't happen. And so every single person who comes into Whatnot, we expect them to talk to sellers, talk to buyers. Every 2 weeks we at least bring a buyer or a seller into our team meeting. Our team meeting has all 600 people at the company,
Oh
and
wow.
someone from the company interviews them. And we expect that all the time. And I know Avery was talking to you a couple of weeks ago about a discovery issue in the women's fashion category, and
Yes.
he pinged it in Slack, and I instantly added our engineering leader and our product leader who run discovery into that. And then we figured out how to solve it. It's going to take us a couple of weeks to go and ship the thing, but we literally just did it right on the spot. Like
You did it
literally as
so
soon as
fast that I didn't have all my answers for Avery when he called me back. Like literally, I was like, "Oh my god, I got to get my notes." Like like we're trying to come. Like I'm gonna with the thesaurus, trying to figure out words. Like you were quick on that.
So I think we interview everyone on those principles. We try and live them and act them, so that, like, um, you can't tell a group of people to act in a particular way if you don't live that philosophy yourself. And so try and model it. And then there's other things you look for in folks. You want people who are hardworking. You want people who are high integrity. You want people who are quick learners and are hungry. I always the you know, we're a pretty big company now, and so, like, we've brought in some, like, the senior executives that have, like, fancy profiles and things like that. And at the end of the day, I actually think the greatest predictor of success is the desire to be successful, the desire to want to work for it, the desire to want to earn it. And so I look for that a lot in hiring folks as well.
So it's a great wish list, but how do you? Because in an interview, I've hired a lot of people, and I've hired wrong at times,
Yeah.
and really believed that I was hiring right. So that was interesting. And I know a lot of people here. I've actually had some people send me resumes of people they wanted to hire for the growth of their business, and paper looks great. And even when having an one-on-one interview with these people, I thought they were going to be great. So how, like, what do you recommend? Because I don't know if I ever figured it out. I've had beautiful, wonderful people that have worked for me. I've done a great job in most cases, but there's always the few that I can't figure out what it was I missed.
Yeah, I mean, it's so there's a couple things. One, it's hard. It's incredibly hard to interview. It's incredibly hard to get the right set of folks, and it's a learned skill through time as well. Sort of had we're about 600 full time folks now, so
Wow. I think you're probably like 200 when I started with whatnot. Wow. That's awesome.
we've hired a lot of people.
Yeah.
Um, and I think number one, the best thing is referrals. So I think, probably at least half of our team, if not a little bit more, was referred by someone else at Whatnot.
Okay.
And in the thing to look for there is sometimes people give you bad referrals. If you have someone who has shown good judgment, who has worked with that person and can vouch for them, I always put that ahead of interviewing, because some people just don't interview well. Interviewing is not working. It's like a very different thing. So I think that's always like number one, referrals where possible. Number two is, when interviewing, go into lots of details about how the person has worked and how they've operated before. So one of my standard interview questions is, tell me the thing you're most proud of. And it's not that one question, it's because I turn it into 10 questions or 20 questions. Okay, what is it? How'd you do it? Why are you proud of it? What did it do? What did you get wrong? Why'd you get it wrong? What'd you learn from getting it wrong? And what you want them to be able to do is give you all in great detail for how they did it. And sort of like, the negative things you'd see is someone's taking credit for a thing they didn't do, but if that's the case, they're not going to be able to speak to it in great detail. The way they talk about doing it is probably the best proxy for how they will work. And so if you see characteristics there that wouldn't work for your company, um, for us, like we want people who are like going to talk to customers, have like good customer insights. So like every engineer we hire, if they can't talk about a thing they built and why they built it that way for a particular customer and solve the problem, they're probably not going to be a great fit for us.
Oh my
And then
god, like, that to me, finding an engineer with a personality, and I'm not I've just worked with a lot of them over the years. That's gotta be because they wanna be in their own little world in their code, and to find engineers that actually, and I've had conversations with some of yours over the past, and they are very personable, like, they could be salespeople type of thing. Like, that's gotta be difficult because the ones I've ever worked with, most of them have been very, you know, to themselves, give me what you want me to do. And the biggest problem I ran into that is that they know how to code it, but they don't know the user experience. So you've got to put yourself on the other side of the user experience. You not just black and white code. And where's it going to go to next? And I do know, and I love the fact that you have your people do their own shows because they have to understand the user experience.
so everyone has to buy and everyone has to sell. We just hired a new VP of engineering who reports into me, and I just actually got back from New York City because I was there onboarding him because he's was out there. And so I have like put together like an onboarding doc, like what do you have to do and to get ready and get going for whatnot. And always in the first three or four things is you have to go live, because you
Yeah,
can't build a product you do not understand the user experience for and how it works.
yeah,
And nothing makes you understand it better than doing it and empathizing,
yeah,
seeing the difficulties, seeing where things are good, but also where things might be broken, where it's not clear. We spend a lot of time making sure we hire folks like that. And then when they're here, just reinforcing it. I think a lot of people can do it. But maybe the culture of the company doesn't push it as much. And engineers, I'm very introverted myself, so even like doing something like this is why even like I stay in the 50 plus shows. I'm pretty I'm my quiet person, don't go out that much. But it's not like I can't. It just it gets me outside my comfort zone. But if I want to build something great, you got to talk to people, you got to make something great for
yeah,
them. so
yeah.
so just some things to reinforce at the company.
Most people wouldn't think I'm an introvert, but I'm very much an introvert. It's like they're like it's exhausting to put yourself out there. It's a lot of noise, it's, especially when you're used to you like the quiet. It's like whatnot makes it very easy to stay at home too. By the way, gotta tell you, I mean, like it's so much entertainment every day. I mean, I might be a little crazy and obsessive, but for the most people that we do have a lot of people that it's their entertainment, like to come on here and see their friends and talk to the friends. And I mean, it can keep you at home. I mean,
Yeah,
you
I'm
know,
not gonna lie. Most Friday nights, I'm in my bed at 8:30, and I'm just on whatnot on my phone.
now everybody's gonna
Just
be looking for your name now because they know what it is.
I do have a couple burner accounts, but I'll be around. I like to get feedback from folks. So I always show up in shows now
Well,
and again.
Avery gets really mad at me because you took away the stalking feature, which is what I call it. He goes, "We don't call it the stalking feature, Tony." I love getting he gets all offended. He's like, "It's not the stalking feature." I'm like, "It's a stalking feature to me because like I'm like you because I work with a lot of the sellers and study a lot of the sellers. So to go into a room can be very annoying to people when you've been around for a long time and it's like a high and it takes over the crowd. You know what I mean? It's obnoxious sometimes and you don't want to stop the flow of the show. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So I like that stalking feature, just so you know. Even though I know that's not the name. Is Avery in here? Avery's probably in
yeah.
fun. Why are you
we
saying
are
that to him?
we are working on a feature that allows you to hide when you enter a show, so it doesn't show the join message for you.
Oh,
That's sort of
good.
like
He
um,
had, when you started the feature to turn on activity where people could see where you were at. I
Yep.
literally felt like I was being stalked. Like there was no chance. Like, oh, Jody, I found you. I'm like, how did you know? There's like 70 shows on. Like, how did you know? Like, there's no way to hide. You have to turn that stuff off if you don't want to be found. Just
Yeah, I do love Friends though, but mainly because like my favorite thing on Whatnot is to go into shows that my friends are in and like watch. Like I pretty a lot of our team really loves Blazendary, and so we sort of like you'll find a few folks in there pretty regularly, and I'll go
uh,
in and say hello and hang out with them.
they make me, but then you see me in there all the time because I think that he's just brilliant. And I used to mod for him. Now they make me smile in here modding for me, who's such a blessing to our. She had mods for everybody, and I love her. And now she mods for Blazendary. But I find him fascinating and brilliant as far as the speed, and he's just fun to watch. Like he's definitely entertainment.
Yeah, he is an incredible entertainer.
Yeah.
And some of the innovations he's had in the format side and like how fast things go, it's pretty wild. I never would have imagined Whatnot would be used that way.
Well, he's making it a business. He's basically taking it to the very edge and saying, "How can I sell more?" You know,
Yep.
the 2 minute, the 2 second bidding and all that. I'm like, the only note I sent to him was, "Don't do it with luxury because you got to point out everything and people want to see everything." So that's only been my comment to him is that we got to slow it down for the luxury because I bought a lot of luxury from him. In fact, I'm doing a show. I bought a wig that looks just like his, and I'm doing a sell it back from a Blazendary. I'm not kidding. I have about 200 pieces I think I've bought from him, and I'm going to be Blazendary for the night.
It'd be
So
hilarious. I'll
it'll.
I'll tune, I'll be tuning in.
So anyway, is there any questions from? I'm sure there has there been a million questions from the chat.
I'm just looking now.
Is there anything that you want to tell us about what you're looking at doing down the road?
I can tell you some of the stuff we're working on. And in all honesty, a lot of it comes from both the things we hear from the community and, both the good, like opportunities and problems and so forth. So, some of the big stuff we're working on now. So, like basically the way like our teams get structured around like certain areas. And so then you have like teams who are just always building in those areas. Um, so like one of our teams is called formats. They like work to make the buying formats really great. So like auctions, um, buy it nows and things like that. So in like that team, we're working on fixing pre-bids, which we know we've had some issues with for a little bit, and making those really accessible in the app. We're working on flash sales, and making the buy it now product experience really good. So you'll start to see some changes. That little thing popping up is part of the changes they're making. Make the buy it nows better and more fun. And you'll start to see images appear on the cards soon, and just cleaning up some of the text. And then flash sales will come, which I think is going to be a really
Yeah.
exciting format, particularly for folks who are trying to sell more than one thing at once. We're constantly improving shipping all the time, so we know that some folks managing all the shipping settings, making that easy, understandable is a little difficult. So working on
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
as well as
That's a
in
beast.
it
That's a
is a
beast.
beast. So
Yeah.
working on some simplification, making the tooling better, making the settings better automatically for bundling, getting a little bit smarter there. Um,
There's
what
help
else?
on the way, folks.
Yeah, working a lot on making listings easier, inventory management easier for some of our bigger sellers. Working on account permissioning, because as you start to have employees, you don't want them in your main account. You want to protect your financials, so we have permissioning coming out. I could go on. I'm happy to go on in more
You
things,
got
or
a
even
list. You got a big list.
and so I think what it is for us is, so the way we run the company is, like every 4 months we go through a planning cycle for each of the teams, and we sort of look at where we think there's opportunities and where users are asking for things, and we sort of add those to the roadmap and then try and build them as good and as fast as we can, and then just keep doing that through time. Um, so some of the smaller ones is like hiding yourself in chat. That's been a long standing ask. Because a lot of people only go into bigger shows. Um, Maybe they don't want to like be seen. They're a little bit introverted like me.
Right.
Things like some of the stuff making pre-bids better, being able to sort pre-bids, see them, make sure they appear in the activity tab.
Yeah.
Those have just been like long-standing asks from the community. Bundling in between shows is a thing we're working on, because some people buy in multiple shows and want to save on shipping. So we do a lot of work just trying to make shipping costs better and more efficient as well. So anyway, that's a few of the things. I don't have like the list in front of me, but if I gave you the list, it would probably it would be a
You
lot.
probably named a lot of ones that have been talked about, really. I know one of the big ones that they're waiting for is the co-hosting and everybody being able to sell off of their screen, their own account, because we do a lot of entertainment shows, which I think is, like my friend Not Stifler's mom, Amanda. She's the funniest lady on Whatnot, and if you ever, I mean, everybody just goes in there to laugh. So I think that the entertainment value of it is so important, like the energy of it. And then you were talking about the flash sales. My friend Victoria at West Coast Shop started those bin drops way back in the beginning, and it was phenomenal. And now if you'll have a tool to actually do it, that's perfect. It's like,
I'm really excited for flash sales. That's one that I'm even personally working on because I think it's just going to
uh,
be quite fun.
you get to pick the fun ones though, right? With your job, you get to pick and choose.
Yeah, well, so I always, obviously I'm very busy doing a million other things, but I always try at least to have like one or two projects where I actually go in and do the work. Um, and then co-hosting, we don't have. I was thinking about this before I came on because I was using the co-hosting experience. There's a lot of things we need to improve in co-hosting. I do have to say we're not working on them right now. So the team that would generally do co-hosting was the team that just launched rewards program. And so they're adding a bunch of new features into that, making the dashboarding clear for sellers, understanding the ROI of doing that,
Right.
allowing customizations. You'll still be able to do like your own custom badges and things like that. But we do plan to work on it in the future. And
I
I'm
love.
really excited for co-hosting shows. One of my favorite sellers does co. Have you ever watched Faded show?
Yep. Yep. I
So
don't think
Faded's
there's a
one.
show that I haven't seen at one point. Just
So
saying.
Faded's one of my favorites, and he does the co-hosting, and I love to make co-hosting much better, so you can do like co-selling, and just
Right.
adds a lot of freshness and fun. And then like you need to have notifications go off for both sellers, and a bunch
Right.
of those things. So in the future, but we're not working on it right now.
I think that's one of the things in a lot of conversations is a lot of times when you're trying to build something new, I don't think people realize how sometimes that breaks other things. So to implement these new features every single time you're doing it, there's a probable cause that we're going to be breaking something on the other side. So when people run into, so they really think that when they say, "Well, why is it taking so long?" Because it's not that easy. I mean, it seems easy, but there is a lot of back end that you make one change to this line of code and it could break 20 other ones. So that's probably something you deal with all the time.
Yeah, I mean, so whatnot today we probably have, I don't know, 220 engineers. And so you have 220 engineers working across this incredibly complex system. And part of the way that you enable more things to be built per period of time is um, you just have more teams doing more things. And then when the system's that big, it's impossible to know everything that's going to happen. And it's incredible, millions and millions and millions of lines of code. So things break. We're also in like 8 or 9 countries now. So everything's
I
got to be
wanted to ask you about
localized.
that. That's so exciting. How do you choose what country you're going to next?
Honestly, we sort of just listen to where people are asking for us to be or where sellers really want to use whatnot. The initially, yeah, so like we launched in the US, and then we kept hearing like tons of sellers in the UK wanting whatnot. In a lot of our categories, people are buying from both places. There's a lot of cross buying and selling. And so we went to the UK, and as we went in the UK, we saw that, we saw people in Germany wanted to sell on us. We decided to launch in France. That one was probably a little bit like we sort of wanted to be across broader Europe. So then we went to UK, France, Germany. And then what started to happen is we see people who sell into those markets who were like, hey, I can't use whatnot, but all of my buyers are in Germany. So then we launched Austria.
Oh,
And
I love Austria.
and then it was similar to, with Netherlands, and
That's
so
my favorite.
most of it is sort of just listening to what people want. And then there's just some really fun stuff that happens. I don't know if you've ever tuned into any of the. I'm guessing some of like the French like
Oh,
luxury bag shows.
they're fun.
They're
I can't
they're
understand a
so
word they're
amazing.
saying.
Yeah, like I honestly don't know what they're saying, but I want to buy the bags, and I feel like I'm gonna get something really special from them. So it's just fun to watch.
Yeah, Redo Luxury was just in France and brought us through Paris Fashion Week. It like all
Awesome.
the models and like the ability to be able to do that, and like she like literally we were seeing all these gorgeous outfits and people leaving these runway shows, and I'm like, Where else could you get that? Like I get to go to Paris and see the Louvre and watch, all because Redo Luxury went on vacation and brought us with them. I just think that's awesome.
Yeah, no, it's really fun. But sort of back to the thing is, building these things is like very complex now. Now we do have there's a bunch of engineers at Whatnot who do things that you don't see, make sure it's scalable and works, and make sure our engineering teams can still build very fast. So we invest in that, and we think we're one of the fastest engineering teams out there for building things, and we're going to try and keep it that way for a very long time.
You take pride in that, don't you? Right?
We do, yes.
I think the motto is just fix it. You think I've seen that
Um,
on some of the shirts?
uh, so there, it might be on some team shirts. So like our second principle is move uncomfortably fast. Um, so because there's a lot of times you can just overthink things, and you can slow down for particularly if you get to be a bigger company, you get all these people have opinions, and sort of decision making can slow down. And we've sort of always been a company where we're like, let's just get us particularly like if you're talking to people, your users, you know what they want. We have clarity of the direction we're going as a company. You should be able to make a lot of much faster decisions and move much faster. So we spend a lot of time on that. And then one of our principles is figure it out. As
That's
you like
that's
go,
what I figured. I think it was. I saw. Yeah. I think I
yeah,
saw just fix it too.
yeah. I'm sure there's a team that sort of has that. The figure it out one was as we started to build this thing, which we had no idea we were going to build, all these interesting things came up that we never thought we would ever have to deal with, and it first came to life. I don't know if you've ever met Elijah from our team.
I don't think so.
No, Elijah was technically I think our first full-time employee, and before Elijah came on board, I was running all of customer support, and so I did every customer support ticket. Occasionally, like Logan and the team, when we have a busy day, they'd come in and help me. And then I handed off customer support to Elijah. And for the first few weeks, he'd like come in and ask me questions around some of the harder things, and expecting me to know the answer, and expecting me of having like seen that problem before. I was like, I haven't seen that problem, so go figure it out. And so that sort of just became a little bit of a motto for when you have a problem, try and solve it.
Yeah. Well, what's true. It's what's interesting. All of our sellers, a lot of them, they were resellers, which I love the Bendu cross listing, by the way. Made it my life a lot easier. But so a lot of like the people that are growing and getting bigger, and they have this tool to be able to do this. So you started it without a tool, right? And when I started my magazine and I mean, I had no business doing any of that. So there's like when the idea is coming from your head, it's hard. A lot harder to get the point across if you don't have somebody that knows how to hear you. And I'm sure that that was probably a lot of what you went through in the beginning, saying, "Well, I have a vision, but there's so many other different things we could do too." As you've learned, I'm sure now that things you've never even thought of that the community's brought to you.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah. Well, I know that you are on a time. I'm late. Sorry. I have
Oh,
to.
it's totally fine. If there's anything we didn't cover, I'm happy to answer any other
Oh, I
questions.
could go on all day. No, don't give me that invitation. I'm the. All right. So I have to. This is what when I wrote my notes. This is
Okay.
how nuts I am. I'd like to start out with trying not to fangirl too much. Did I do good?
You've been great. And look, I really enjoyed the chat. Like I thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me. That's it's very kind of you to say that. And all the
Well, no,
nice things.
I adore your company and what you put together. I think that I don't know. Some people get jazzed up by I don't know purses. I could care less. Although I bought a million on whatnot, I just get really I just love good business, and I love smart people. So I am a fan. I'm probably the biggest fan of whatnot to the point of my husband thinks I'm nuts, but that's okay. He still loves me. Thank God. Today I was talking to a seller and he's like, "Oh God, who are you getting all jazzed up now, Joni?" Because he was outside, he could hear me, and I was like, "One of the people my girlfriend that's we're going to raid to has a very special collection of Minnie Riperton, who is a singer, and her daughter's the one that does the SNL character of Kamala Harris, I think. I
Oh,
don't watch
interesting.
TV, I watch Whatnot. But anyway, so she's got her personal clothing. People are coming into Whatnot all over the place. Like it is bringing so many new buyers. And so now we're going to have three more shows and going to market right. And that's the stuff I love to do. I love to watch people be successful. And I've had so much fun and it's not my business, which makes it a lot more fun. So, I like to just help that way, but there's definitely some stress that comes off of you when it's not your business. But I'm so happy that everybody got to meet you. I think that they should all be as big of fans as I am for the fact that you are giving them a great living and a great career and making all these entrepreneurs. And I hope they understand how hard you're working over there, making things happen, which you are. Now,
We're,
they don't know how big it is, I don't think, you know?
yeah, it's one, thank you for all the kind words again, and me and the team in particular, definitely pour their heart and soul into this, and we just try. We don't get everything right all the time, but we do try and just make the product experience better and help from what we truly deeply care about helping people build their businesses. So it's fun though, like as you said. Now it's my business, so I have some stress too. I get to see other people's business, but it's my business. There's stress in it, but it's still, I couldn't imagine doing anything else.
Well, there's also some controls being your own business. Like I get a little frustrated sometimes where I have to say, not my business, not my, they don't work for me. They can't. So there's a
It-
little bit of both you go through. Like there's some things that would get done with, you get tired of saying, didn't we talk about that? But anyway, so I just want to thank you for coming on. Thank you for the community team. They're just, like I said, breathing so much fresh air and getting everybody back into things and, through the growth and through a lot of other competitive things that are happening around this live selling, which is I'm completely passionate about live selling, and I think it's going to be the next greatest thing ever. And I want to let people know that it is a profession. This is now a profession. This is not like not everybody can do this, and we've seen it through all the people that have come through and have left. My mission is to find brands to match up with these sellers because they need them. And I think that the more polished and improved they can be, the more opportunities that they're going to have. And I think that the things that you're doing on the seller end for the sellers are going to keep them with whatnot, no matter who comes around. And that's kind of my mission is to just learn it, stick with it, and this is your platform, and you don't want to get distracted. I just believe that. I think it's just I've seen it happen. It's not the best way to go, guys. Stick with
yeah,
it.
well,
Yeah.
it is a profession. It is a thing that requires investment, but it is pretty amazing the businesses that keep getting built on whatnot. And I get to see it front row seat as you do. Live shoppings and the businesses it builds over the next 5 and 10 years are going to be profoundly
Yeah.
amazing to see, and some incredibly big businesses will get built and already have. So it's an
We have to
exciting
help
time.
the little guys, though. Come on, we got to remember our OGs that are here going through all the growing pains. That's my biggest mission too, because I've seen these people work so hard, and just sometimes we need to step up. Like they just need a little bit more of a lift. So that's kind of my mission is to make sure that it's tough when you bring in the big businesses against the little guys, and we're
Oh,
doing it like literally in our own little platform here.
we do invest a ton there. We have the team working on it. The way Discovery works on whatnot is it looks for new sellers and tries to actually like lift them up, to make sure that they can stand out amongst some of the people who've been on the platform for a while. And you know whatnot doesn't work if new people can't continue to make new businesses. I truly like my belief with live shopping is, um, it's going to be like what standing up a retail shop used to be, but you can do it from your phone and reach anyone all around the world, meet
Great.
people, have those conversations. And so our job is to make sure that millions of people eventually can build businesses from doing this and build amazing businesses from doing it.
Well, all these OGs that are here, you're all going to be on that top. We're going to go ride the wave with them, right?
Yeah. Oh,
That's what I'm looking for.
100%. Well,
Well,
Joni, thank you so much for having me. If you want to do this again, just shoot me an email. I'd be happy to. And thank you everyone for tuning in. It was wonderful to have the chat.
congratulations on your report too.
Thank you.
That was amazing. So everybody, make sure they get a copy of that. There's notes up in the notes. You can see where you can get a copy of the State of the Union of Whatnot. But
Yeah.
anyway, thank you, Grant. I hope to talk to you again soon.
All right. Take care, Joni. Bye bye.
Oh, I got to know how to get you out of here. Remember, I'm the
I
one that never sells.
I,
You know how to?
I
Oh,
think I
you
can.
know how to do it? Thank God, because I was not going to know how to do that, guys. How fun was that, guys? Wasn't that great? I didn't get to talk to anybody. That's the first show that I've ever gone through ever, and I didn't get to talk to my friends. All right, so tell me now that we're all here. Tell me how cool he is. I mean, does it help like to meet him? I know, my dream come true. I know it sounds so crazy. I just like smart people. That's the kind of thing that like it's like, well, I like Pink too. She's smart. She's cool. So they're like my fan. I don't know. I just have been here for so long, like to watch the growth and the commitment to the community that they've shown. I know that a lot of people, I see it in the chat, everybody can complain, but you know what? It's not going to help anything. Just stay in your lane, do your business. You are being handed an amazing tool to become successful. When I started my magazine, I literally had a two line phone, a fax machine, and a typewriter, and didn't know how to print anything. I had to go find printers. This is the best, the quickest way to success if you want to be an entrepreneur. And I know it's not easy, it's a lot of work. But as all these things that they just talked about are coming through, it's going to get easier. So somebody's doing the work to make your business run easier. That to me is like amazing because I didn't have any of that when I started my business, you know. So and if you, I guess a lot of the new sellers don't know. Oh, Bee's here. Bee's Closet's been around forever. Dee's been here. I mean, so many people in here have been here forever. We know what it was like when we didn't have all of these new features that we have. And they were successful. Now we have all these great features to make you even more successful. So when you get frustrated, when you've had a bad show, when something didn't work out, the good thing I know about our community and women's wear and vintage, there's always somebody to call. And now these new community chats, there's a few every day now, it seems like. So there's a place to jump into. And that's something that Whatnot created. That's how important it is for Whatnot for you guys to be successful. Nobody wakes up in the morning and during the day, you know, and they wake up and say, "Oh, I'm going to make sure I upset somebody today." That's not what it happens. So it's normally the people that are complaining that don't want to do the work that I've learned. So it's okay to complain, but there's always somebody to talk you through with it. And just don't give up because I'm telling you, if you put all this time and effort into it at this point, just stick with it because it's going to get better and better, and we'll solve the problems as they come up. That's how I did anything I ever did in my business. Is when you start anything, a job, a business, I would think like as an event planner, and you know I might have 2,000 people in an event. You can plan as much as you want to plan. If there were no fires to put out throughout that event, it would be such a boring job. Like it's the fun of it is solving the problems as they come up. So look at it that way, that you have somebody solving a lot of the problems that you don't have to worry about, and you can focus on your business. And I really just want that. Yeah, right. So that's the thing too. Oh, I love Reworkers Passion. I love you. Um, so she supports everybody, guys. But you know, there are, if you don't want to be here and be positive about what you're doing, and you don't want to reach out to people for help, there's other places you can go. Oops, God forbid I charge my phone. Um, so I just want you. Oh, there's Deals Cloud. She's been around forever. And you know what I love, guys? Throughout these community chats, I've seen all the OGs. And I just actually mentioned this to the community team. For us, when I would go into a new show, a new seller show, and we needed support because there was nobody in there, I would literally, we had like a group of us, Hanger 909, Noonie Bird, Pomona, Jen's Multiverse. We literally would tag each other and everybody would show up. Everybody would show up to jump in and support that new seller, invite their friends, get people in there until everything was comfortable, and they'd go back to doing whatever they were doing. But that was our raids too. Like, let's all go over to this room. Um, all these people that are now giving back their time, all those chats are volunteer time. And their desire is for you to be successful and answer questions and help. Um, you don't find that in many places, guys. I mean, and they're really, we're very lucky that people are giving back the way they are. Because, like you said, it's like their own business. It's all their time that they're giving. Julie Becker, she's been doing once a week minimum, twice a week, just giving her time to help the community. So I think that when you see these people in the rooms, I don't like the rooms, but when you see them in the shows, they're out there supporting you. And that I love the fact that we have all these amazing people um, giving back to the sellers because it's not something that they have to do. And everybody wants you to succeed. If you have the right attitude and you're willing to work hard, I know in our community, fashion, the women's wear category, everybody wants people to succeed. If they're good people and they're working hard, everybody will support you. I appreciate that. But if you are not going to put up with, being positive, I think that there's other places you need to be, because I think that we have to shut down the negative noise and keep it positive, because what's the point otherwise? Nobody wants to be grumpy all day. Um, and there's good. And Mel G, you're going to start having shows soon. Oh, thank you. I love seeing all my friends in here. Hi, Next Level Luxury. Look at all my friends. Mishmash. Okay, there's another one. Her and Rainwater Soul have been on here as long as me. Every week, 2 or 3 times a week, they show up. They have the most amazing products. And you know what, guys? That'll start at $1. How about that? They started the price they want for it. And you know what? They're still here and they're successful. And they'll do $1 starts. Do I see Zabron? Oh, Zabron, I love you. Zabron is one of my, yeah, you're late, but you showed up, Zabron. That's all that matters. I couldn't get a picture of him, but I got a logo because, he doesn't show his face, but I've seen his face. Anyway, so yeah, guys, I met Zabron because I was trying to get all those fancy schmancy card people over to the women's wear so they could go spend, if they're going to spend $1,000 on a card, they should be able to come over and buy some clothes for their wife or something. And I literally fell in love with him and his friends. It's a passion. Like it's, I mean, he's a psychologist, like this is fun for him. And to go in to watch these shows, these guys just love what they do. And they're fun to hang out with. And that's how I've gotten to be good friends with him and why I love him. But anyway, so yeah, we got some really great people in here. My wife, I could be your grandmother. I'm old, but I love you. Did you, Mrs. Whatoffer was here? Oh my God, she's Zabron. I got a picture of Mrs. Whatoffer. Wait, she's going to come up here. She's absolutely, well, she changed her profile picture. So we can see her in the profile picture, but she's just beautiful. I love her too. There's Katie. Hi, Rainwater Soul. How are you? Wonder Mel. Okay, anybody that wants vintage and the history of vintage, like you cannot believe what she knows about vintage clothing, is Wonder Mel. You go in there and she's like an education. I learned so much from her. I could sit here and talk about every single one of you guys like for the whole day and tell all these great things. You haven't gotten past. I don't get past my anxiety. If you could have seen me right before I came on here, you're going to get anxious. But I'm telling you, and my friend Amanda, if you want to say it, once you get on, it's just better. It's just getting it done, hitting the button. That's all. Hit the button. What's the worst that can happen? You sell some stuff, and then you get to learn how to pack it. Oh, I know. You know what? I would have to get jealous then, Zabron. I have to be backing him off for you. I'll have to take applications. No, he's got 2 beautiful children, very happily married. They're adorable. His kids are. And I'm coming out to see the new shop, Zabron. I'm definitely going out there. I know you don't like to hate. All right, everybody sees my friend Amanda in there, and I really hope that everybody, oh, Zale. But anyway, Amanda, you all have to follow her because if you ever want to laugh, I'm not going to curse, but I'm telling you, the funniest woman on Whatnot. And it's genuine. She's funny like that, like away from Whatnot. She doesn't like to pack though. I see Zale. Zale is one of our OGs. And I'm so happy you're back because I have missed you. And I think you're a rock star. You know that, right? Oh, thank you, Florida Vegas. Thank you for being here. You're the best. I love your shows. Yeah, so Zale is back. Yay. I've seen a couple people coming through at a husband category. Oh, you know what? You're so beautiful, Deals Cloud. We do have to find you a man. That's been 2 years we've been talking about that. For real. I know. Aren't we all happy Zale's back? Everybody got so excited when they heard you were back. In fact, Florida to Vegas, Lauren went nuts when you rated into her show the other. Okay. Yes, Jan is back, and now it's your time. Monica, you need to come back because we miss you. You're another one. Come on back. We miss you. I hope everything's going good, though, and I hope your son's good. Yes, you're on the TV. You're on there a couple times. I threw in some extras for you, Amanda. Did you see that? Did you see the other ones? Monica, come back to us. We miss you. We miss you. See, that's the thing. Everybody, like, they're all going to come back because there's nothing else out there that has the community that we have and the support that we have. And look at the co-founder, coolest guy ever, right? I mean, seriously. Anybody that doesn't think that this is the greatest place to be, I don't understand them. That's just me. Bubblegum. I came here to sell, but if there's a husband, you never know. We've had a couple weddings. Does anybody remember the names of the people that got married? Hi, Samar. How are you? I know. Isn't he cool, guys? He's a really cool guy. And I mean, if you didn't see the passion that he has for this community, he like sits and think about the CEO of a $2 billion company. Have you ever met um any, I don't know, I've met a lot of CEOs. It doesn't happen, guys. Like there are not people like that, like CEOs like that that are this committed to the community and their company and the success of the people in their company. So daily refinement. Yes, was it daily refinement that met? I know that somebody did. I know somebody did. Are we finding husbands? So Braun, I know some of your buddies are single. There's some that we need to put out there in the market, but there's a couple that are really great. Can we like have them pop on and do some shows? Where's Kev's cards? Kev's cards. Everybody follow Kev's cards because we're gonna get him on here. Is Grant single? I don't know. I didn't care. I just think he's awesome. I have no idea. Is there anybody here that knows if he's single or not? I'm still allowed to like think he's like fangirl, whether he's married or not. I have a beautiful husband. You had to go to Alaska on a blind date to meet your hubby. Well, I met my husband on a blind date. We married 26 years, and I'd never been on a blind date because all I did was work. Well, Alaska's a good place. That's on my list. Yes, but we do have to whatnot singles. Who's starting that? I don't know. Somebody tried to do a dating show, and yeah. And then I had friends, some sellers that said, "I want to do that." I'm like, "No, you don't. Trust me. Don't want to do it. Not good. You don't want to do that. I promise." Yeah, we don't want to do that. Oh, is she afraid of you? Oh, she's not with the lights on. She's afraid of the world. That one's CEO. Oh, what's I see about from whatnot to Bridezilla? Guys, I had a wedding magazine and wedding television shows, and you've never seen sane people, my meeting planner friends, turn into the craziest people on the planet. They do it for a living, and you would think they've never planned an event in their entire life. There's something to do with the ring that literally makes girls insane. It's 5 hours of your life, people. Just letting you know, 5 hours. Wait till you see. I mean, the families that have broken up over 5 hours of your life is insanity to me. Oh, JJ Shopper, I love you. You're such a hard worker. We appreciate everything you do. You always show up too. For the record, trends are trash. Yeah, he had something. What was Amanda? Do you want to jump on with me and tell me about it? Otherwise, we're going to go do a raid. That show that I was talking about. If anybody likes vintage clothes. Oh, okay. I do remember something about that. It wasn't his wasn't as wasn't the same as the one we had recently. It wasn't like that. Younger seller on whatnot. I don't know. I saw one too young to be on whatnot the other night. They thought wearing a mask would hide their identity. I was laughing so hard. I was on the phone with my friend and I'm like, yeah, the mask isn't working. He was the first one. His was not near as crazy though as the other one, right? Amanda. His was good. Oh God, look at she's offering $5,000 cash payable on your wedding night. You might want to make it for the next day. Make sure you still want to be married. Payable on the next morning. Yeah, I would say that the one we were watching the other night was about that age. That's up for debate. I was uncomfortable. I'm old though. You can't go off of me. There's certain things that I'm just never going to get, and that's just how that is. Um, oh yes, I like Pamela's procurement. She does a lot of the purse shows. Save your eggs. It's better to, you know what? It's better to be alone than to be with somebody that's not going to make you happy. Trust me. Yes. Okay. So we're all going to go to Alaska. There seems to be a lot of men up in Alaska, and Bubblegum's going to bring us all up to Alaska and find a man. When that now a trip would be fun. Something like that would be fun. So does anybody in here know who Minnie Riperton is? Oh, wait a minute. I'd be surprised at what I can get when I'm older. You mean as far as a man goes? Oh my God, guys, I have when my husband said of our wedding for through sickness and in health, I've literally never been like sick, anything major, totally. When I tell you a rock star for the last 7 weeks, I would have never survived it. I mean, it will make me cry to talk about it. Talk about feeling loved. I mean, amazing. I've been really, really blessed. He's just a, I already knew he was amazing, but he became even more amazing. Um, okay, so what happened? Should I preload? Okay, so yoga love. Probably need to ask somebody else this question. I'm one of those people that I like to know the weight of everything so I don't have any problems in shipping. I tell new sellers that they should curate, learn how the system works, get a few shows out from underneath them before they start pulling up and running things random. What's everybody else's opinion? That's just my opinion because I just think that you need to go through the whole process a few times to figure it out. Otherwise, your shipping is going to be all over the place and then you're not going to be happy. I do. That's why I never do shows, guys, because I'm taking pictures and I load and I weigh and I make a spreadsheet and I analyze to paralyze and yeah, that's what I do. Yeah, I just think that when you're new, that and any new seller, please do not start at $1. It was the big thing when we first came on here for the excitement of the new app, and people loved it, and I'm sure the buyers love it. The sellers, I can't even tell you the amount of phone calls that I've gotten after a bad show. And there's nothing worse than packing all those packages afterwards, knowing you lost money. You're not in here to lose money. And if Mishmash is still in here, there is the woman to talk to because she refuses to move from her prices. And I'm telling you, I waited weeks for this one dress to sell, and nobody was more excited when that dress sold than me. I love you, D. You're amazing. There she is, Mishmash. Remember that dress? I literally went on to every show every morning, and you were doing a lot more shows then, waiting for this dress to sell. Everybody follow Mishmash 23. New sellers, go in and watch her. Watch Rainwood or Soul. They don't move on their prices. They bring the most fire of free people you've ever seen. Thank you, Amali. And they don't move on their prices. And she just kept bringing that dress back every single show. And it took forever. And I was literally, I think I even like DM'd her and said, okay, now we're on a mission. That dress has to sell. And she never lost the, so just, no, Zabron. You're not supposed to sell everything at half off. You're not. Guys, if you want to have some fun, go to Zabron shows. If you ever thought, I mean, I can't even tell you how many cards I have. Zabron, we need to do a card show, even though I can't even tell you what I have. I have so many cards because you can't help but have fun with it. I mean, hours with these great guns. They're just fun people. Fun people. Go to Zabron's. He's great. So the best advice too, guys, is to go to the OG sellers and watch what they do. Take what you need, reach out for help. There are plenty of us here to help. Um, Thank you for the tip. Um, so just don't, you're going to get discouraged. It's just how it is. I mean, owning a business is hard, period. But it's a lot more fun than having to work for somebody else and have somebody else, determine if you're going to have a job tomorrow or not. Right? There's a lot of comfort and power in knowing the fact that you're going to have a job tomorrow. And you can make this happen. Everybody else is, we've got some problems. In women's wear, we're going to figure out the whole inventory thing. We're on it. People are on it because that's hard. And go to the chat shows. Yep. Go. These chat shows are amazing, guys. I mean, Julie Becker, um, a reworked passion, like every one of them brings something different to the chat shows. Dee does a lot of she's very video and very technical and just came up with a new feature for a little sticker. Everybody, Dee Archivist made that up. But every chat show that I've watched, everybody has something different in what they're bringing to the table. Me personally, I like to interview and feature people, just like I did tonight with Grant, because I think that there's a lot to learn in a one-on-one conversation that's different than going through the different the tools that they've given us. And because I don't do a lot of shows, I just tell people how to do it. That doesn't mean I know how to do it. I do know how to do it. I just can't do it. That's what it is. I can tell you how to do it. I just can't do it. So we are oh yeah, evolving farmhouse. Can I tell you, is she in here? She hours. India, who we're going to raid to, she goes on for 3 hours a week. This is all volunteer time, guys. They're choosing to support the community, and help you versus living their own life. You know what I mean? So you got to appreciate. And there, where do you walk into where there's an instant training pool right around you? And that a lot of this credit goes to Kenny, and Kiyomi, because they have really. I love these guys. They are very passionate about. You see the owner, right? They are so passionate, and you can tell when they're talking. Like, this is a lot, mainly through the chat, and they're very passionate about what they do and about building this community even better than it is. And they realize that the people in the community are the ones that can help do that, and they're the ones that started the community chat ideas. I think they're working on some meetups to where people can meet and greet in person, which does help because this can be a very lonely business. And it's nice to know other people. And I mean, Victoria and I have gotten together on, they came here to visit me at my house. It had nothing to do with whatnot. So you really do make. Amanda was here 4 days after my, I don't even know what to call it, my nightmare, whatever it is. It was a nightmare. But Amanda was right here with bags of candy and bags of stuff. And I love you for that, Amanda. But except that she kept making me laugh, and I had 30 stitches in my stomach. I'm like, you gotta stop. It was hard. You're the best, Amanda. You're the best. But I didn't see my friends from 30 years didn't show up at my door. My friend through the phone, who's no longer my friend through the phone, showed up at my house and made me feel better. And I love you for that. And Mandy, I've met Mandy a couple times. I met her in New York. I don't know. They're just really good. There's a lot of good people on here, and you should tap into some of them. None of us knew anything about anything going. We're all just all different people joining onto this app, and the good people rose. I'm telling you, the good people that did good business and are passionate about doing good business are still the ones here that are now helping you guys. The ones that wanted the easy way out, and would rather complain than join in are no longer here. I have a whole list of them. So appreciate what you've been given with whatnot. I get somebody said something the other day in a chat, and I was like so mad. And they were like, and I'm like, I am very protective when people talk bad about whatnot because I don't understand, because I guess they don't get it. But the opportunity that they have literally laid on your lap, just think about it. You really should be careful about negative things that you say about whatnot. And if you do want to say something bad about whatnot, please don't do it on the platform. Go somewhere else and talk about it, because it's not exactly. You do good things, you get good things. What you put in is what you get out. Period. And I think that we have a great group of people here that are keeping out the negativity, and nobody wants to hear it. We really don't. I don't mind. I get a lot of negativity on one-on-one phone calls, but they're there to improve. They're making the phone call because they want to figure out how to do it better. That's what I appreciate. Not the phone calls complaining about anything, then there's nothing they can do. I'm done after that. Like, I have to say it's so nice talking to you, because yeah, it is. We're shopping. Not that I ever shopped ever before this, guys. I really didn't. I never. If you could see how much I have, my husband's like, you didn't shop for 25 years. You're making up for it in 1 year. Like, the shopping part isn't even the fun for me. It's you guys. It's you hardworking people that are taking advantage of this amazing platform that Brant and Logan built. Now a team of 500 people, guys. They've gone up by 300 employees in 2 years. Tell me that's not on the right track. And there's going to be a lot of other opportunities coming up on other platforms that are not going to have the community that we have. We've already seen it happen. How many people have gone to other platforms and tried to do this, and it's not our community? It's just not, because we have a bunch of great people over here, and we're all taking care of each other. Right? I do. I just believe that. So don't be talking bad about whatnot anywhere around me, because I get really, really upset. I take it very personal. I don't know why, but I do. I don't know. I guess it's like crazy to me. Yeah, well, I don't think that I think they're way behind schedule, Mandy. I just think that they missed the boat on that one. They rushed to market. They tried to beat whatnot in fourth quarter a couple of years ago, and they didn't build it right. And I don't know anything about the sellers or anything like that over there, but I've seen the numbers dwindle, and I see a lot of people coming back, because who wants to work in some place that it's not fun like this? Nobody wants to, you got to work hard, but you want to enjoy what you do. And that's what's going to make you successful. And if, you have to love what you do to do, did you get your original question or answer to the OG ones? What? Oh, I know. Please don't drink that. Please just sell something. We just brought you 100 people into the room. Please don't worry about opening the can of Red Bull. Can you please sell stuff? I think I typed in sell, 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 which I started way back when. Literally, I don't know how many times did I type that in there. Like, come on, guys, you don't need another Red Bull. The guy was so hyped up as it was anyway. It was so crazy. He was like out of his mind. And I was like, sell, sell, sell. So yeah, guys, when you get a raid, say hello. If you have, please have giveaways in. My God, half the people leave. I watch the numbers, guys, when I'm in there. Half the people leave while you're trying to put that giveaway in. Just make it anything. Just put something in there so that when you get the raid, you put up a giveaway. You get a bunch of new follows. You can figure out what you're giving away by the end of the giveaway. Hold up the favorite thing. Say, get excited because it's fun. And that literally, though, if you show your stuff in the first 3 minutes when you get a raid, you will have new customers. So you have to show your stuff. You have to show how you're selling items. You have to make them want to buy them, not opening up a can of Red Bull. And guys, this is me when this is happening. I am literally like this with the fun, like this. Sell, sell, sell. They're all leaving. Grab your market right now. I know. Hey, everybody has got to be out there right now. Another thing that Whatnot, wonderful world of Whatnot has given us, free shipping for new buyers up to $25 plus the referral fee. Think about the money that Whatnot is offering to acquire new buyers. I'm telling you, people, it just doesn't happen. So you need to take advantage of that for your business and get out there and advertise it and put it on socials. Don't ask me for help because I suck at it. But you've got to put in the somebody asked me to do something about adding music to a reel. I'm like, I tried to make a reel for like 4 days. It never happened. Don't ask. I can't. I'm not going to be, but I can tell you need to do it. And I can tell you that this $25 free shipping for all new buyers is an amazing benefit for the sellers. And you guys should be taking advantage of it. Well, here's the thing about, and I've had the same conversations and I'm old school marketing. It's all about the eyeballs. The more eyeballs, the more new buyers we're going to have. It's a new world. I might not understand it, but obviously it's working. I can tell you this past 2 weeks, I've seen a lot not more new buyers. The thing is when you have the demographics that Whatnot has, it's across the board. You've got Funko, you've got sports cards. So all male market. Then you have all the women market over here. So to do that kind of traditional advertising, hopefully we'll have all I want is a Super Bowl ad. That's what I really want because then you get everybody. But it is difficult, and they just have a different mission on how to get new buyers, and obviously it's working. But I do think that they're trying really hard to help us get new buyers in here, and they're putting up the money and saying, "You guys go take advantage of this and go get some new customers." What should you use for giveaways? Are you a new seller? Because now they just gave us 73 cents tip. Guys, think about this. Over the past 2 years, these other sellers have been doing giveaways at a minimum of $4.50 out of their own pocket without the cost of the item. You guys now have a 73-cent option to market your business and do giveaways. I mean, think about it. The OGs have been through it. Your daughter, oh, that's so nice. So somebody was asking what I'd say about the giveaways. If you're a new seller and you can't afford to do it, don't do it. I've seen many people, Blazonary being one of them, where he does them, but he's cut way back on it because he's noticed that there's a lot of givey goblins, especially in his show because he gives away like bigger items. People will stay if you have good product and a good personality and they like you. The giveaway is not, I mean, a few people might stay in there for that. But if they're not going to buy from you, what do you care anyway? So if you can't afford to do it, don't do it. I think that the buyer's giveaway is another great benefit that they've given to us because now, you don't have that $4.50 charge for a giveaway. You get to actually bless your buyers and say thank you to them for that. So I would say if you're new, I know the iPads are like insanity. If you're new, and don't get intimidated by that, guys. I've seen in a lot of the chats people say that they feel like they can't succeed without the iPads and giving away these great big items. A lot of those categories that are doing that are selling very high ticket items as well. So it's a different story than if you're selling thrifted clothing or new with tag clothing or vintage clothing. It's not the same cost of goods, and people aren't paying the same price. So many people made it without iPads long before they started showing up in the shows. So just know that you can be successful without them. And if they're just coming there to get an iPad, they're not buying from you anyway. Think about if you had a retail store and 20 people walked in at the same time. That's what you have here. Literally 20 people. You did get a raid and 100 people come in. Imagine 100 people walking through your retail store. It would be like singing all day long. Um, that's how you have to look at it. Every person that's in there is only if you show it though. You got to show the items, not be drinking Red Bull, especially when there's a raid. So raid comes, put in the giveaway so that you can get the new followers. Pull out your first item, put the timer, say, hi, I'm so and so, blah, 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 give your little 15-second spiel. You can practice it. And then you're on to selling. There is no interruptions to selling because people want to see what you have and they want to see your person. And I've been watching the good sellers, the people stay. When they're out there showing their stuff, the people stay in the room. And I've gone back an hour later and half of those people are still in that room. So that is your time to shine. Do your thing. That is like a blessing that somebody chose you to share their buyers with. And you've got to take advantage of it. It's one of the greatest things you have. You should be grateful when you get one. So did I answer that question? Bin loaded. And I have a bin loaded and it's like second show going. Oh, with the bin? Oh, guys, utilize the bin. Have something in the bin. I don't care. I mean, I put all my stuff in the bin today, not all of it, but a lot of it into my bin just to have it there. You never know. People, it's your chance. They're there, they're hanging out, scrolling through. You never know. They might want to make an offer and buy something. It's like when the little bell goes off when somebody buys you when you're listing somewhere and it goes bling, like little cha-ching sound. I love it. I didn't do anything and I made a sale. So definitely do that. So is everybody good? Because my phone's going to get ready to die and the show's going to end anyway because I don't have any battery. Oh, Amanda, I just love you. I had people buying stuff. Yeah. And let me tell you guys, we're getting up there in Google. I've seen it happen. Type in some of your items and whatnot's going to show up and you're going to hit that button. It's going to go right to your store. So as frustrated as everybody gets with what they think everybody should be doing, just please be appreciative of what you've got because you've got great opportunity and they keep getting better and better. Oh, tumbleweeds, there's another OG. All the OGs are in here. Oh, thank you guys. I'm so glad. You know what? Grant answered my email. Like when he says he answers the emails, I in 5 minutes. Like I was like, I know it's a long shot, but it doesn't hurt to ask. Literally came back and said, I'd love to join in. I was like, no, I'm even a bigger fan. So everybody literally be positive, be happy. What's the point of being anything else? If somebody's trying to bring you down, move it on. If you need help in your show, Reworkers Passion came in last night and helped me. Somebody needed some help in a show about the rewards program. I've never used it because I don't go live. So I didn't want to help make those decisions. I called in, Reworkers Passion came in, solved the problem, and went on their way. There are a ton of people out there that will help you. So just reach out for the help, whether it's live on your show or if you need it afterwards or just somebody to cheer you up. There, look around. There's a lot of it here. And my phone's going to go dead. So we are going, oh, thank you guys. We're going to go to Minnie Riperton's. Guys, I couldn't even mod. That's how beautiful these clothes are. And I'm not kidding you. I was the worst mod that night because, I find wait till you see these clothes. And she's going to do 3 more shows. And it's amazing. So let's go see her. This is India 816, another rock star sales girl. Started with 4 people in the room, which many of these OGs you see, that's how they didn't just get here overnight. All right, guys, take care of each other. Be happy. Be positive. Love what you do. All right, let's go see India. Hold on. Create a rate. I love this feature too. Oh, Flippin' Mom, if the Flippin' Mom is in here, I love you. Thank you for what you did for Locally Love the other day. You're the best. All right, hold on. Okay, select. Let's go. Oh, guys, wait till you see. You're in for a treat. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for coming. Bye.
by, is it maybe Jernmat? Is that a J? Jernat. Love the colors on this one. Okay. And hello with a raid. Who is that? My girlfriend Mojo with a raid of 99 people. Gosh, tell me you're awesome without telling me you're awesome. Friends, please give Mojo a follow. Okay. Here we are putting up a giveaway. Thank you for thinking of me, friend. Thank you for depositing so much positivity in me and being a super great friend slash cheerleader. Okay. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Welcome to the show. All of these pieces I have acquired through Minnie Riperton's estate. I have jewelry, I have accessories, I have a wonderful curated rack, and I do run the rack in order. Okay, I hope you guys stay with me for a little bit. Okay, thank you for the tip. Appreciate that. EBT Santa is here. Oh gosh, thank you, not Stifler's mom. Thank you so much. So here we go on this piece. It is wonderful. It is acrylic. Okay, there is the tag. Has the colorful fringe down there. The pitch of it on this one is 16.5. It does have a little wiggle room. Okay, I don't like to measure the wiggle room because that should be a bonus. Okay, so this one is going. Thank you, Ruthie. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Pitch of it is 16.5. It's going. Love the fringe down there at the bottom. Mojo, I hope you had a great show. I'm sure you did, friend. And if I wasn't doing this show, you know I would have been there with a front row seat, okay? So this one is going. Definitely interesting. Very, very nice. And let's see here. A couple more seconds on it. It's going. We are on number 20 and probably going up to number 65. So there is quite a bit left. Yes, this is her personal items. It will be available for replay on my YouTube. Thank you, Dee. Appreciate that. Beyond Hot, you got it. Thank you so much. Yes. So many friends here in the last show have sent me messages of screenshots of her and some of these items. I am currently doing like side by sides to post those on Instagram. Okay. So let's talk about this little cutie right here. Number 21. Here we go. Pinning it. 21. And there we go. So this right here is a tube top. Okay, and it is hand painted. It does have really nice stretch to it. It does have a tag on the inside, tag size medium. It does not have a brand. Okay, it is vintage, machine wash warm, and hand painted. Okay, so a little tube top. I can't, the way this is working, it's not going to stretch for me. Okay, but guess what? The measurement is 13, but it does stretch to 19. Okay, 13 to 19 on this one. I was going to try to like show you like what it's working with, but I'm like, I could do it for one. There you go. Okay. And it does have stretch, but the point is it's supposed to go all the way across. Okay. I need to play memory lane. Okay. That would be perfect if I played back down memory lane for this wonderful piece right here. Okay. But it does have great stretch to it. And let's see here. It's going, it's running. Actually, I should probably hold it for the people that are coming in. And a couple seconds left, and it looks like it's going to. Let's see here. Nat Mom Ford, you got it. Thank you. And your profile picture is awesome. Okay. I could get one arm in there. Okay. Same here. Number 22. This one, you guys, none of her pieces will I toss. Okay. I will just call it out and call it out and call it out. So here we go. I'm going to start this one for $1. Okay. It is a beautiful dress. This is all silk. The collar is leather, or what I believe to be leather. It has started to peel right there. There is some rubbing right here because I believe the leather pocket was up against the silk, like so. All of this is leather, okay? I'm pretty sure you can take it to a cobbler and have that repaired. All down here is leather. There is a built-in belt right there, okay? This is all silk. There's the brand. Bernard Paris on the tag. Okay, the pitch of it is 18 and the waist is 18. We're going to run her for $1 because of those call outs, okay? Pockets are functional. Please, please, please remember the call outs, okay, once you get it. Number 22. And let's go. Giveaway is going 33 seconds, okay? Jump in it. Jump in the giveaway. It's on me, okay? A few more seconds. And let's see here. We've been waiting for you. Really? It is very Three's Company. There's a few other pieces on here that it's that reminds me of that show too. Okay, and a couple seconds left. It is genuine leather. There is some transfer down here, as I have stated. I believe because the item was like that for probably 30, 40 years. A little bit of peeling up there, but I'm pretty sure a cobbler can take care of it. Beyond, you got it. And hey, it's Jason. Literally, hey, it's Jason. I haven't seen you in forever. I need to come to one of your shows soon. Okay? Thank you for being here. So here we go on this one.